Hi, and welcome to Saxon Wrap Up. I'm Lexi Lamer.
I'm Zoe Hathakos.
And I'm Brianna Hasso. Basically, Saxon Wrap Up is your place to get news, opinion, and everything else.
Let's get started.
Our topic for today will be gay marriage rights.
Specifically, we're going to be talking about Prop 8 and DOMA, which are in the Supreme Court right now. So let's start with Prop 8.
So Prop 8 is basically California's proposal on same-sex marriage, and it was passed in November. It was an amendment.
An amendment? Yeah.
52% say yes, 47% say no, and 2% were left blank or invalid.
So basically, it's the ban on gay marriage in California. And that's in the Supreme Court right now, along with DOMA, which was passed in 1996. It was signed in by President Clinton. And right now, Section 3 of it is in the Supreme Court on whether it's constitutional or not. And it limits the rights that gay marriage couples get compared to straight couples, like federal financial benefits, like tax breaks and inheritance. Like the inheritance is not the same for a gay couple that it would be for a straight couple. And another example that's in Section 3 would be when a gay couple moves from a state that legalizes gay marriage to a state that doesn't have it, they don't get to call themselves a married couple anymore, which is a huge problem.
Our opinion based on this topic are things, we all are far left liberals, and we all agree that
Gay marriage should be legal.
Gay marriage should be legal.
But that's just our opinion, and we're going to be looking at all sides of the argument.
Yes. First, let's start with the opposing sides, such as religious beliefs, how it's against tradition, and reproduction issues, and all these other things.
One of the major issues that the prosecution or the people who are arguing to keep gay marriage, out of reality, they're arguing that it's a reproduction issue and that gay couples can't have kids, which is such a bad idea for an argument, because what about couples who are straight who cannot have kids, like the mom or dad cannot have a kid?
And then also with gay couples, the adoption rates will most likely go up if and or when they do decide to have children, because in that whole issue with reproduction, there are children who are left in orphanages and foster care who don't have the opportunity to have parents. And if gay marriage was legalized and they couldn't reproduce, but they still wanted children, adoption rates would go way up.
That's a good point, too. Another argument against gay marriage is that it's not good to add an extra title to what marriage is. It redefines the marriage, and it's bad for the unity of marriage. But personally, I think that gay marriage doesn't ruin marriage. Divorce ruins marriage.
Yeah.
It's kind of a ridiculous statement.
I think most people don't accept it is because it's not in the Bible because of religious views, and that's what makes it not okay.
That's kind of what makes it personal for a lot of people.
Yes, there are, Brianna and I are both of Orthodox religion, and being so, I personally am Catholic, and being a liberal and a Catholic isn't necessarily the easiest thing, because you do get penalized a lot for it. But I think gay marriage should be legalized, even though it may say not to lay with another man in the Bible. The Bible was written by men, and men are imperfect beings, as much as we would not like to admit.
What do you mean, not perfect?
Aren't we all in our own ways?
Yes. I think, personally for me, I think gay marriage should be legalized, because at the end of the day, it's not going to affect you. It's really not. And, there's so many reasons why. It's good for the economy. Think of industries that are affected by wedding businesses. That's going to skyrocket if gay marriage is legalized. Like florists and, bakeries and all these things that will be benefited by it. And, it's not fair, especially with DOMA, which prevents all these benefits from marriage to gay couples. They're not getting these because, it's a rule that was passed in the 90s. And I think you know, like I said, it's divorce that ruins marriage. It's not gay marriage.
Another opposing side is if we do decide to legalize gay marriage, we're kind of treating it like we did with Plessy versus Ferguson, where they decided that whites and African Americans could be separate as long as the facilities were equal. And that is unconstitutional because every man is free.
So you're saying that people who think that gay couples should just have civil unions, it's the same thing as separate but equal?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. No, that's a really good point.
It could soon resort to making it as big as it is with the whole Plessy versus Ferguson case.
And you know, I think something that relates to our age group is we all hear these terrible stories about students who are gay who get bullied and sometimes to the extent of suicide. And you know, if gay marriage is legalized, eventually it'll become normal. It will not be viewed in the future as something that is negative. It will be something that's just normal, like a straight couple getting married. Hopefully that'll be what it's like. But I think that for teens who are experiencing these bullying issues, that eventually this could go away, and think of, you know, all these lives that will be impacted for the good.
It's the same whole issue with civil rights as, for example, interracial marriages.
Interracial marriages? Yeah, think of it like that. That was once illegal too. But now it's fine and normal.
What's interracial marriages?
Like a black man and a white woman,
That
or
was illegal
vice
at the
versa.
time?
Or,
Yeah.
like because back when
Oh,
there was
that-
slaves, because
Yeah.
then that wouldn't, yeah.
I had no idea.
So I mean, think of it like that. And I mean, now people don't even think of that as an issue.
Uh-huh.
Think of how it could be in the future if we legalize gay marriage now. I mean, there's going to be a couple of, you know, rocky issues, but eventually that'll go away.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we decided to take a poll to see what you guys would think. We found out that among high schoolers, 96% of you approve of gay marriage and only 4% of you disapprove of it. And comparing that to the CBS poll, 53% of adults over the age of 18 said yes, 39% said no, and 8% said that they weren't sure. So I think that's a huge issue too, of the generation gap. I think the younger you get, the more people support gay marriage. And the older you get, the less people do.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that goes along with the argument of the longer it exists, the more normal it will become.
See, we've grown up in a society where people are in interracial marriages and people are openly gay and are happy, and our generation doesn't really seem to have a big issue with people's happiness. As long as they're happy, there shouldn't be an issue with letting them be so.
Love is love.
Yeah, to us, it's not as a big deal as it is to our, like,
Grandparents.
generation,
Yeah.
because it's not in the tradition. It's not.
They're not used to it.
Yeah, and so it's totally out of their range for that. So, and we are more lenient and stuff. Well, not lenient, but we understand more, like, as the younger generation.
Because I think what it is we're among people who are openly gay,
Yeah.
and they're not different. They're the same. They're all the people. We're all friends. It's not like an issue.
Yeah. I like going shopping.
Anyway, so that's just our opinions, but what we really want to know is what you're thinking. So please tell us in the comments down below what you're thinking. It could be totally different, agree, tell us why, especially why, down in the comments below. And we'll read them, we promise.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope you have a nice rest of your day or evening. Join us next time on Saxon Wrap Up. Don't forget, eat your avocados and exercise daily.
And also, give us some suggestions. What do you want to hear about? Tell us down below, too. We would love the ideas. What are you guys interested in? So,
This is your favorite Saxons wrapping up.
I'm Zoe Habekost.
I'm Lexi Lamer.
And I'm Brianna Hasso.
See you next week.
Bye.